Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how I like to make what it's called a chicken shawarma. I could be saying it wrong, so bear with me, but it's a beautiful sort of Middle Eastern chicken dish that's incredibly beautifully spiced, like you cannot even imagine. It will perfume your entire kitchen. And if you're anything like me, you guys know I live kind of in the countryside. I don't live in a big city, and so when I want something that's Middle Eastern or really bold in flavor, I usually have to go to a city to get it. So for me, usually it's like New York City is where I get all my splurges out of the way, and I want to recreate those dishes at home because I don't want to just eat them once in a while, you know? So I recreated this recipe because it's really amazingly delicious. I'm going to serve it with some pita and a yogurt sauce and diced tomatoes and onion, and it's just delicious. It's of course not authentic by any means, but it is absolutely delicious. Let me run you through the ingredients for the chicken and the marinade. What I'm using are some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm leaving a little bit of the fat on because that's flavor. Lots of fresh garlic, paprika, and ground cardamom, and I also have cumin seeds, coriander seeds, lemon, olive oil, and salt. And that's all you're gonna need for the actual chicken marinade, and then I'll show you how I like to serve it. You don't have to serve it in wraps. You can serve this with a rice pilaf, with a salad, with whatever your heart desires, but I'm gonna serve it with pita because I just like it, and it's carbs, so 2 thumbs up for me. I'm going to just take a small skillet, and in that small skillet, there's nothing in it, but in there, I'm going to add my whole spices. Now, I love to be able to, you can use ground cumin and ground coriander here, but I think it makes the biggest difference when you need the spice to be such a prominent flavor in your dish, to take the take whole spices and then just warm them up to release their flavor, and then crush them by hand in a mortar and pestle, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna let these cook for a few minutes or until they start to pop and I can smell them, and then we'll proceed. They look great. You can see the cumin seeds are getting really lovely and brown. I'm gonna add them right in and then just pulverize them. And it smells so good. Ooh, the second the heat, that just flavor just kind of hits you right in the face. Oh, it's awesome. Just go ahead and get it as fine as you want. I like it, quite chunky, doesn't bother me. Now what I do at this point, see how it looks? Some powder, some chunks. So what I do at this point is I add the paprika and the cardamom, because the residual heat from those, whole seeds, the whole spices, will also heat up the ground spices a little bit, making them even more fragrant. And then, oh, it smells so good. Ground cardamom has got such a lovely lemony note to it. And now I'm going to add the garlic and just a little bit of olive oil, about 3 to 4 tablespoons. And just take your time and just mash everything up. Get all that goodness out of there. And now to this, I'm going to add the juice of a lemon. If the seeds go in there, it's fine, because we are going to shake it all off the chicken anyway. And if it stays on there, well, who cares? I certainly don't. Now, a great way to clean your mortar and pestle, you can clean it with wash it with some water, and then just grind up some white rice in there, and that will get rid of any flavor from whatever you used. It's a great trick. And then you add a little pinch of salt. This looks fantastic. And now your chicken goes in. I use boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I just think it's the best cut of meat. It's inexpensive, a ton of flavor, and it cooks really quickly and evenly. I obviously don't have the proper grill or tandoori oven or whatever they use to make this phenomenal dish, so I'm going to use my stovetop grill pan, and it's going to give me fantastic flavor, so I'm really not concerned about it at all. And the flavors are so pungent that you can let this marinate for a good 24 hours if you want to, but you can even just leave it as little as just a few hours. So however long you got, however well you planned, you can have a delicious dinner no matter what. I just want to flip this over. I'm just going to cover this with some plastic wrap and pop it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. All right, my chicken has been marinating for a while. several hours. Before you grill it, make sure you take it out to the rest at room temperature for a good 15 minutes or so. You can do this on your outdoor barbecue if you want to. You can even do this in the oven if you want to roast these at a really high temperature. But I'm going to make mine on my indoor grill skillet here, grill top, just so that you can see what it would look like, because I would do this on the outside barbecue just to get more of that barbecue flavor, but it's just as delicious on your indoor grill. And you know, you make do with what you have, you know, and it smells amazing. While those cook, which will take about 4 to 5 minutes per side, I'm going to show you what I like to use for toppings. What I have here are some chopped cucumber, tomato, onion, and some red leaf or green leaf lettuce. These are some flatbreads. These are actually Greek flatbreads, but they work really well for this, and that's just what happens to be the closest thing to what I'm used to at a restaurant that I can find in my local grocery store. And that's the important thing here, is to make things work for you. And then for the yogurt sauce, I like to keep it really simple, but it's delicious. What I have here is some plain Greek yogurt. To it, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to add a little lemon zest, not much, maybe a quarter of a lemon, and then the juice of a half a lemon, pinch of salt, some ground cumin, and then I have a clove of garlic that I'm going to grate with my zester here, but you can also just use 2 cloves of garlic that have been finely chopped. I feel like when you are grating it, you always want to use less because the flavor is just so incredibly strong versus if you were to chop it. And now you just mix this together and your sauce is done. I'm just going to keep an eye on my chicken. I'm going to flip it in just a couple of minutes, cook it through on the other side, and then we're going to pull it all together, make some fabulous wraps that are going to be so, so good. Chicken is fully cooked, and now what I've done is I've taken it off the grill and I just sliced it into just, you know, thick strips because I'm going to use this in a wrap. You want to warm up your wraps if you can in a microwave for just a few seconds. Warming it up makes a difference, and this is how I do it. I take a little bit of your mayo. I kind of just do a stripe down the center like that, and then I just do a few pieces of chicken. And this is so good. I've already had a piece. I've already had a bite of a piece because it's like really amazing. And then just a few tomato pieces on top, like that. A little bit of red onion, which I love. If you don't, you know, you can serve this however you want. I mean, I don't care. The point is just to give you an idea because it's really, really delicious. And then here's what I think is really brilliant. I take a piece of lettuce and I put it on top here to kind of hold everything in place, right? And then I fold it like so. See that? It's hard to see, but it's, Wow. That's so good. The chicken, the yogurt, the crunch of the veggies. I'm sure there's stuff all over me. We know each other. We've been knowing each other for a long time. The embarrassment phase is gone. It's over. It's not. That has not been there in a long time. You have to make this because it's delicious. This would be great on a salad. I mean, it's really versatile. You can make a big batch of it and then just eat them for lunches all throughout the week. 2 thumbs up. I gave it my other thumb, but it's busy at the moment. Go to laureninthekitchen.com to get the written recipe. Hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.